Hey, what's going on?
Well, I got my new bees from Florida today.
Neat.
April 9th, and the bees arrived. These are the 4.9 bees. They're a little bit smaller. They're sized down to their more size God created them to be. So I'm trying some of the new 4.9 bees instead of the 5.4, which is what man increased the size to be.
How do they increase the size of bees?
They give them bigger comb, bigger honeycomb,
So
little at a time. This is the bees been cleaning out through the screen holes. They've been pushing out the debris. So they seem to be, they're supposed to be Minnesota hygienics, and they're sure acting like it. So.
See if we can see or hear. Everybody be really quiet. We'll see if we can hear them. All right. When are you going to put them in the hives?
Pretty soon. I'll go get everything ready, and these are called nucs. They came in nucs. There's actually 5 frames in each. As you can see, it's just a super, not super, but a bee brood nest cut in half. They cut it in half and just made 2 5-frame nucs to ship them in. Looks like they're packaged really well, screened on top and bottom, and the front.
And it was about $30 a piece to ship those, right?
Yep.
Be careful.
So I'll go get the stuff ready and we'll get them in the hive.
You gonna wear your new bee suit?
Yep.
All right.
I'm definitely gonna wear my new bee suit. They're ticked off. It's April 9th, and our bees from Florida have arrived. These are the 4.9 smaller bees. This will be my assistant today. This is Zeke. Say hi, Zeke.
Hi!
And my name is Kevin, and we're going to be introducing these 2 nucs that came in the mail. They're very well done for shipping. They've got screens on the top and bottom, vents on both ends. So the bees are looking pretty healthy. These are 5-frame nucs that we're going to introduce to these hives. One behind me here and one in front. I've got 5 frames in here, and we're going to add the 5 frames that have bees on them, introduce them to this nuc as well. This is 4.9 foundation that the bees will draw their comb from. What comes in the nucs is drawn out. In fact, there's probably babies in there, larvae and eggs, and the queen. And so that's the advantage to buying a nuc, is you get bees that are already started, and all they got to do is add on. I'll put the 5 frames right in the middle, let them continue their colony and grow outward. So we're going to get our smoker lit. We'll smoke them before we put them in and pry the boxes open. And then I'll get some gloves on my hands and we will get started. So we'll see you in a bit. Yeah. It's pretty close to 50 degrees, just barely. So just enough to get the job done. Jake is keeping the smoker going there. He's ready. I got my holes taped up and got some gloves on here. So anyway, I like to use the latex and the nitrile gloves. Nitrile gloves are a little tougher, but they're not quite as easy to feel through as the latex. Either one works. I usually use nitrile for bees because I can feel through the gloves. I don't have to worry about being barehanded or having big bulky bee gloves on. I've never been stung through the nitrile gloves or the latex. So 0.9 size bees are said to be almost completely resistant to tracheal mites, which is a big advantage. Varroa mites have a very difficult time with these bees. So it's quite an advantage to get back to the 4.9 pest-wise. Also, there are more bees per frame. They reproduce quicker. They are more agile and maneuverable. So we're going to go ahead and show you here. We got the inner cover. Our food will go on top of that. And we'll put another box and then a lid. Again, here's the 4.9 frame. This year we ordered 2 packages of bees at the 4.9 millimeter size comb. 5.4 is kind of the standard today, and man kind of brought the bee up to that size, which, strangely enough, we start having more problems with bees, with mites and diseases. So a lot of people are going back to the smaller size bee, which is supposed to have some real advantages. So that's what I'm wanting to find out. I am going to keep a few hives also of the regular size bees. I'm going to downsize some. If you want to downsize your own bees, you have to go from 5.4 down to 5.1. Then the next year you can go down to 4.9. The bees are not able to make the transition all at once. A little guy here distracting me. Because the nurse bees are too big to get their bodies down in to take care of the brood. If you were to take comb away from the bees and just put in a flat piece of plastic or nothing in the frames, bees, their first year left on their own, almost inevitably draw out 5.1 comb the first year. Give them a little smoke now. They seem a lot calmer in there now since we smoked them earlier. So I'm going to release these screws. Let's see if we can pry it open here. Okay, you ready, Zeke?
Yeah.
Here comes the bees. Alright, there's a bunch of them on the cover here. These are the smaller 4.9 bees again. We're just going to shake these into the hive. Go right to work on the nuke. Seems like we got a loose frame on this end, so I'm going to take this one out. Now the outside frame is full of honey. That's very nice. Looks very good. Next frame is full of all kinds of brood. It's a little cool today, so I'm not going to mess around too much with them. I'm just going to try and get them in here so they can stay warm. In fact, I'm not going to look for the queen today. I'm just going to move this whole nice clump right inside. Maybe get it back the way it was. Try not to squish anybody and give off an alarm scent. And I'll have a much better mortality if I just do this rather quickly. This is how he did the water. He put 2 sponges on a tray so they could be able to drink. Looks like it worked pretty well. They're out now. They won't have any trouble finding water here. We're right next to the river. Very few dead bees. I'm very pleased with this batch. Bottom's almost empty. Dump the dead ones off to the side.
Stop smoking.
Very quick, very gentle release. Kind of pretty. We'll put a brown box on top of the green. This is just to have a space for the feeder pail. All that is. I let the initial water run out into the ground so I don't get the bees all wet. And it very quickly creates a vacuum inside the pail. And then I set it on, and that gives them an instant nectar flow. Get the lid put on this one. There you go. We just released the nuke into our new active hive, already producing brood, and it's very nice. Okay, hive number 1 is doing well. There's just a few bees down at the bottom finding their way in. I think they really like their new home. Alright, see I got a bunch of bees on the lid. Want to make sure if there's a queen there I get her in, so we'll bang those in. That always starts a few flying. Okay. Another nice looking nuke here. They got stuff all over. They're just wanting to draw it out. Can't wait to get in their new home. Wind's died down. The sun's peeking out. It's pretty nice right now. Yeah, smoke. Ugh. We'll keep them calm. They've been through a lot of stress lately with the move through the post office. I went and picked them up at the post office today. I don't like to wait another day for the postman to deliver them. In many cases you can get them a day earlier. If you tell the post office, let me know, I'll pick them up. Sure enough, by the time they came in today, the postman was already out. Look at the brood on there. That is just solid on both sides. You want to step a little bit to this side, Zeke, and come up here. I'm very pleased with the look of the frame. Zeke's going to get a picture for us. Get it in here before it gets cold. Next one, not nearly as much brood on this side. And that side isn't as much either. This one might have eggs. It has fresh larvae. I don't specifically see eggs right now. I'm kind of hesitant to look too long because I don't want them to get cold. I also don't see a queen right off. I may look later on for a queen. I'm being a little bit quick about it now because of the weather. Oh, these want to stick together here again. Again, if they're all stuck together, I'm just leaving them. They got some peculiar kind of drawing out going on there. The burr comb gets a little too bad, I scrape it off, or they just make a terrible mess.
They love me, Dad, look.
Okay, and then the one as the shipper seller promised, the one full of honey, you're okay. So that they had plenty of food on the trip. There isn't, like a package, there's a lot more loose bees. This doesn't have so many loose bees, but it does have a lot of brood ready to hatch, which is almost a bigger advantage because they're going to be so well adapted hatching out right here at home. Alright, now as you can see there's not very many dead bees in here, just a few in the bottom, so I'm very pleased with how they shipped. Alright, ship out what we could. Don't worry about the dead ones, they'll take care of those. Alright, then we slap the inner cover on. Alright, Zeke, turn around and you can show the video how covered with bees you are. It's a good thing he's zipped in there good and tight because they're checking him out a little more than he would probably like.
This is kind of fun, actually. Look, they like the camera.
Yeah, we got him sealed in there so he can't get stung. Okay, little Fumidel bee in here in the sugar water, and again, here's the pail with the holes. I'm going to flip it over and let the excess drip out while it makes the vacuum, so I don't get the bees all soaking wet with sugar water. That could be hard on them. Got their food in there now. I'll get the lid on.
I like your bees, Dad. They're great.
Thanks, I like them too. These new ones seem pretty nice. Alright, thanks for joining us. Well, we put 2 nukes into the hives. We'll try to give you an update later. We're going to be buying in a couple days some package bees, and we'll be dumping them into the hive next nice day we get. So we will get back to you on how all that went. Bye, Zeke.